going on, good people? So, I was reading through some things a little while ago and was watching a few videos about having an abundance mindset versus having a mindset based on, scarcity. And I understand those, because it's a thought process. But what I started hearing was more of this stuff about manifestation and speaking things into reality. So I started, like most things, when I start hearing things, and it piques curiosity, I start researching them. And what I started realizing is there's all these people that call themselves life coaches and relationship coaches and, they're gurus or whatever they want to call themselves. They'll just put a title on themselves and say, okay, like this is what I am. But there's no actual, when you go back into their history, and I would challenge you guys to do this because Instagram's a great place to look at this stuff. If you just look up abundance mindset and you go to the most recent posts, okay, there are an awful lot of women and even a few men that will sit there and just put these crazy quotes up based on nothing. When you go back and you look, they talk about things like finances and money and like living this wonderful lifestyle and stuff. But when you look at it, there's no proof that they one, either live that lifestyle, or two, if they live a lifestyle that looks really good online, that they actually found a way to provide for themselves to do this. Yes, when I created this company, I absolutely had to have an abundance mindset, but I couldn't speak anything like into existence. I couldn't just be like, there is a truck, and boom, there's a truck, and there are large paychecks, and boom, there are large paychecks. No, that's not how it works. Okay, we all live here in the 3D world, in the 21st century, in the real world. Okay, when you want to start living in some alternative universe, maybe that works, but it doesn't work in reality. And to sit there and feed this crap off to people is just wrong, because the people that it gets to the most are the people that are usually at they're either in a decline in their life, or they're in a downward slope financially, or there's something going on and they're looking for some kind of help. I'm of the mindset where you just be brutally honest. If you want to make $1 million, over the course of 3 years being a truck driver, it can be done, 100%. And you don't have to speak it into existence. You just have to work your ass off. I'm living proof. Okay? You can turn around and your company can gross with one driver and one truck $1 million in 3 years, for sure. For sure. It takes a lot of hard work. You have to get to know people. You have to learn how to network. You need to know how to sell. You need to make sure that you get the right contracts. Everything has to fall into place. I'm not saying you're going to make it in the first 3 years. No, that'd be a lie. Like, you can go back to those people and they'll tell you how to speak that into existence. And then 3 years down the line, you're not going to be that much closer. And as a matter of fact, you'll probably be in the red. Okay? I just don't like the idea of these people putting out these false narratives, thinking that if you could just speak something, into existence, like you could just say something and, it'll go out into the cosmos and the universe will return it to you because you deserve it. You deserve nothing. Understand, the world doesn't care about your feelings. Life doesn't give a damn about what happens to you. It's your job to sit there and maneuver through this thing called life the best way you know how. Learn from as many people as you can so you can get better at maneuvering, so when things happen, you can adjust accordingly. It's not about speaking things in, out to the world and you're going to get it, okay? When I first built the company, I put everything on paper. And it was something that you still hear now, like write it down, write down your goals. Yeah, it's great because it's something to go back to. It keeps you focused and keeps you on point for this stuff. But even by writing it down, it's not going to come to fruition unless you turn around and work. Okay? When again, I've spoken to you guys about this before. The two things that I'm really, really big on, aside from my faith and family and marriage: history and numbers, because they do not lie. They just don't. Okay? So you go back and look at history of every working man. Okay? They had to bust their butt in order to build it into a company or a corporation. Period. The stuff just doesn't come falling out of the ethers and all of a sudden, bam, you're a millionaire. Nope, that's not how it is. If you look at any successful business person, most of those guys, the mass majority of those people had to work much more than 40 hours. In most cases, much more than 60 hours. Guys, I don't put anything less than 80 hours a week into this thing every week, even on weeks for holidays. You have to turn around and work. That's all there is to it. There is no, magic potion to make this stuff work like this when you want to become a business owner. It doesn't matter. I've had several different businesses. We've gone through, obviously I did the trucking thing. Prior to that, I owned a repossession company. I was also involved in the nightclub industry, the bar and nightclub industry for several years. Okay. The way that I found any success in any business, because they all run the same way. If you can run one, you can take those the basic foundation and the fundamentals of running that business, if it was successful, and you can drop it into any business. They all run the same way. Okay? It's just that your product or your service that you sell is different. And the key goal in business all the time is to turn a profit. So don't believe for a second when you go on and you're playing around and spending your time on social media. Don't believe this stuff, especially from people that do not have a proven track record of being able to prove what they're saying. I would challenge anybody who sees this video, show me somebody who's spoken into existence, didn't have to work for it, just said, I want this, and it came. It doesn't exist. It does not exist. You see interesting things when you're at the truck stop, and it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but I'll mention an interesting thing. There's a guy who's parked here next to me, literally sitting here brushing his teeth, sitting at the driver's seat. Now, every truck driver's done that, and usually it's when you're sitting in some remote place and you're not near a bathroom, you can get the water. This guy's literally sitting here brushing his teeth over here. The truck stop building's directly behind us. Maybe 100 feet. Laziness in trucking, man. I'll tell you what. If you work hard and, you're a person of good character, you're an honest person, it's not real hard to stand out in trucking. It just really isn't. Because for a lot of these guys that are in the trucking industry right now, it is literally their last opportunity to have some kind of a normal life. A lot of the older guys have failed at other careers. A lot of people out in the industry have criminal records. And a lot of them just aren't really good in society. I'm not saying that I am. I am much more comfortable just being on my own. This is why I'm so comfortable doing this. I found success. I don't have to be social doing this. I can get on here and voluntarily be social on social media, but I don't have to sit here and deal with people, and nobody is my boss. But that kind of stuff there is really sort of ridiculous, and it speaks to a large population of people in the industry and just how lazy they are. It's no different than seeing guys, standing up in their trucks while they're sitting at the truck stop and urinating in a bottle. Again, that's something as a truck driver, every one of us has to do. There will be a time that you are running somewhere and you've got to go, and that's what water bottles and iced tea bottles and all that stuff is for. People in the outside world have no idea. They think it's crazy, but trust me, you get in the truck long enough, you'll do it too. But that kind of stuff there, just really kind of ridiculous to me. So we're sitting there talking about, just speaking it into existence. And, because I saw this because, I believe in being able to find things that are inspiring to me or that are motivational to me. Okay, it does not solve your problems, but it will give you that extra push to go in the right direction. So if you're feeling kind of down, or if you if you're just looking for something to push you forward, some of the videos and some of the speakers are great. But it doesn't mean they're qualified, guys. It's no more different than me being qualified to tell you, like, this is the end-all, be-all way of getting into trucking and being successful. Or me telling you, this is the end-all, be-all way of having a successful long-term, relationship or a marriage. Okay? I failed at both. I've gotten involved with the company before that I was making zero money, driving truck. I'd be gone for, months and wasn't making any money. It was horrible. Okay? You have to find out through life experience. Same thing with, my marriages in the past. I put everything into it and thought I was doing the right thing. Maybe not necessarily. I mean, you would have to talk to those ladies to find out. Maybe there was something that I wasn't, able to give them. But so I'm not an expert. Like I've said before, the only thing I'm an expert on is my own life. That's it. You will never sit there and see me attempt to call myself some kind of a guru at this or that, or some expert at this or that. No, guys, I think it's an ego thing. That's all it is. Like, you got to find your place in the world, so you go on social media and you can talk and you speak well. So you're going to convince people that you have the answer to their problems, and all of a sudden you're an expert. In reality, when you really break it down and you start deep diving into these people, it's like, you're a normal Joe. You're a dude living in an apartment for $900 a month. You drive an average car, you work an average job. In some cases you don't. You're literally just relying on your social media platforms to pay you, and hoping that you can turn around and con job these people into sending you money to turn around and give them guidance in their life. Unproven guidance. I've said it many, many times. You do not take the advice of people that their life is not the life you want to emulate. Okay? So if your grand plan for your life, they haven't been there, and moreover, they have never walked down your path, you don't take their advice. Your life is yours to figure out. You were given a certain amount of time. You don't know when that clock ends, and it's extremely important that you utilize your time to figure out what direction your life really needs to go in. It's yours. It was a gift to you, and it's up to you to figure out how you're going to fix this. You don't rely on other people that don't have the knowledge to help you get through this. There are plenty of people that you will come across in your life that can provide you all kinds of great knowledge. I have business mentors. I have personal mentors. I have, I'm going to say my parents, but I have my mom. My father's passed away. But I have my mom. She is a wonderful person who will give me great advice based on her life experience. She knows when she speaks to me that there's some things she speaks to me about that are not going to be, it's not going to be something I can use, because there are portions of her life that don't look anything like mine at all. You've got to stop thinking in this shortcut world that's been generated for everybody to live out of now, that you can just turn around and you can find that the life hack to what you feel is success. It's just not the case. Okay? Again, you go back in history, it's work. It's all about hard work. That's it. Okay? If you're willing to work for it, really put in the work and work harder than anybody else around you who's trying to go after that same life, chances are you will get there. The problem is, most people in the 21st century don't want to work. Okay, I only got to where I got in this career and other careers that I've had in the past. The only reason I was able to level up so many times is because I was able to work circles around those people. I had no problem working weekends. I had no problem working double shifts. I just saw it as that's more money. I mean, from the time that I created a career path for my life, I've always had at least one child. And I've always been extremely, extremely serious about being a father, to be able to provide for any of my children. Still am now. It's the purpose behind creating this trucking company. Okay? It was to generate a lifestyle for my children. It had nothing to do with me. Guys, I mean, here I am still, black t-shirt. That's me. Sitting in a pair of white shorts. Because I'm not working right now. Instead, I am working. I'm sitting here putting these videos out. I don't ask for money. I don't want money from people that are watching this. I've realized through other people that I interact with on social media, and from actually doing it, and from the issue that I went through in my last relationship, that part of my purpose is to be able to sit here and put these kind of messages out to help people and make them understand, like, look, it's not over for you. Because it's not over for me. After all the crap I went through, I'm still sitting here strong. And I'm still coming up with plans on what I want to do next in my life. I'm half a century old, guys, and I'm still coming up with plans on what I want to do with my life. You can't just turn around and just, throw it all in and be like, oh, I'm done. I see plenty of people that I grew up with. They're just miserable. I don't know what to do, and this and that. It's just, okay, I get it. I mean, I certainly had that point, when everything fell apart in my relationship, where I was definitely in a dark place too. But you've got to pick yourself up. You've got to find these little motivational things and inspirational things, that sort of uplift you. And decide where you want to go. What's going to make you happy? I do what makes me happy right now. I drive this truck. I see the country. Right now, I'm on a kick where I just like going from the upper Midwest down to Florida and back, and back, and back, and back. Because I just enjoy it. It's an easy ride. And, frankly, it's really good money. So, you got to figure out what you want. You have to really pay attention to where you're consuming your information from. Okay? Make sure that the information that you're digesting is good, solid information. There was a time several years ago where if I thought it was some kind of a inspirational or motivational or a positive message, I just take it in. But I'm an information geek, okay? I keep that stuff like a hoarder, and I started thinking to myself, well, who am I getting this information from? So understand, when you guys are sitting there and looking at this stuff, try to figure out whether or not the information that you're taking in is actually valid. Does that person live by what they're speaking? Or what they're doing is just taking your time? Because there's a value to all of that. Your time has a value on it. So if you're sitting there wasting your time looking at a video from somebody who's giving you some BS positive message based on other information they've gathered, and they're just saying, okay, I'm going to just regurgitate this my own way, and then they're going to sit there and say, oh, support me on this channel and this and that and whatever. Find out whether or not they're actually living the life that they claim they are. And with that, guys, that's my motivational speech to you guys for the day. I'm up here in Michigan now, waiting on another armored trailer to get loaded up for me. Head back down, do my thing. I got off the road like 1 o'clock this morning. Went over there, they banged on the side of my truck at 5 a.m. Woke me up and said, yeah, just drop that one over here, and this one's ready for you. I'm like, well, wait a minute, I thought we were loading this thing, we were unloading it live. Like, no, man, just grab that trailer, take it over to the other facility. They'll be ready for you sometime on Saturday. Roll out. Good enough. I wound up over here at the truck stop early this morning, just down the road from where I'm picking up at. Slept until like 1 o'clock this afternoon. Sat there, did my normal thing, watched a couple good videos, took in that information, got cleaned up, made myself all pretty for you, and now I'm just sitting here waiting for the sun to set, trying to figure out what else to do. So I figured, well, I'll just record a couple of videos here and add them to the channel. So for what it's worth, guys, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. If you have the opportunity and you want to, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and again, by all means, don't be shy. Don't be afraid to put a comment down there. Is there anything I can help you guys with, or is there something you want me to speak about? By all means, ask me. I'll see what I can do. Share the video if you want. It doesn't make a difference, honestly. But I appreciate your guys' time. I appreciate the fact that you guys are taking time out of your lives to sit there and, consume this information that I'm putting out there. It means a lot to me. But I'll talk to you guys soon. You guys take care and have a great day.
I don't know my competitors' names. I don't even know they exist. Give a fuck. Spend 0 seconds on it. Cheering for them, let them do their thing, has nothing to do with me. The world is abundant. Nobody on earth is taking your money or your happiness. Your perception that they are is taking your money and your fucking happiness.